I was talking a little bit with Avery about this. I think one of the coolest aspects you get with Sam Raimi directing this film is like kind of like the subtle body horror and just the horror aspects throughout the trilogy. But specifically in this first one, whenever Peter, after he's bitten by the spider and he's in that alleyway, and you get the close up, like the super hard close up of his hands, and you see the barbs starting to grow out from his hands, and he starts to make that walk, climb
Mhm.
up the side of the building. This being like my Spider Man I grew up on and not knowing any different, the organic web shooters. I mean, that is just like, it's pretty wild,
I thought that
looking
was
back.
honestly like before I learned,
You thought
I
that
just took that as
sideways.
like, yep, that this is because I remember when I watched the movies originally years ago, I watched the Sam Raimi trilogy, and then I went into Amazing Spider-Man, and when he's making web shooters, I'm like, oh, he's not as cool. I'd seen web shooter toys, but I just thought, well, because you can't actually shoot a web out of your arm, that's why they
Mhm.
existed. And then I'm like, oh,
These are actually
that's like
It's
accurate.
that.
Yeah, but that's what's so cool. And like I know like during like well, I've read up like on some of the discourse that a lot of people didn't like that aspect of the trilogy was the organic web shooters and stuff, but I feel like it just lends to the whole identity of the trilogy and what kind of like works with the characters, because like in Spider-Man 2, it's hard to talk about the first Spider-Man without talking about the other ones.
Mhm.
But in the second Spider-Man, whenever he was like going through all of his like emotional turmoil, he kind of just like couldn't shoot out his webs anymore. It added a different aspect.